Hey YouTube, I am back with another video. So I actually just filmed this half up, half down curly style with a U-part wig, so check that video out. So this is actually going to be, I wouldn't necessarily a review because I've used these in the past. This is the Godfroy tint kit, so I'm doing my eyebrows, tinting them. So I don't know if you can see it or not, or how they do it. Anyways, you can get this on YouTube. I'll put the link below. It's actually for spot coloring. So this I'm going to use for my eyebrows. So I like to fill them in. I'm not really good at consistently doing it, but this actually helps during the week, especially because a lot of times I don't have the time, or I'm just, more than likely, I'm just too lazy. So it's very simple. The kit comes with everything you need. It's very simple. It's actually almost like tinting or dyeing your hair, which I've done many times before. So the kit itself comes with a lot of great things. So it comes with your capsule, which is actually your color. So there are 20 in them. I believe this one, excuse my nails. I believe this one is like, comes with 20 capsules, and I believe it was like 18, I want to say, dollars or something like that. But you don't even need an entire capsule to do your eyebrows. It comes with a developer, so it's very similar to again, when you're dyeing your own hair. It actually comes with an angled brush. A lot of them come with a brush, but the brush isn't really like all that great. This one in particular is pretty good. But I'm not going to be using it because although it's angled and that's the type of brush I use, it's not necessarily the thickness that I want. So the brush that I do use has more of a thickness than this one does. I don't know if you can kind of tell. Which I really like. It's easier for me. And then it comes with a little bowl for you to mix your ingredients. So what you're going to do is very simple. I'm just going to go ahead and grab one of the capsules, which has the colors, and I'm going to pick a side in which to open it so that way I don't get it everywhere. Now this is the tricky part, because you want to open the capsule, but you don't want to. For me, like I said, I don't use the entire capsule. I use maybe even like 1/3. So this pack is gonna last me like all year, probably. So I'm gonna try and get this capsule open in a timely fashion. Looks like I'm gonna be able to. So I'm just kind of knocking it so that way the ingredients sticks onto one side. This is really full. Gonna pour some of that onto this, or into the bowl. Not that much. I don't know if you can see. It's about that much, which isn't that much. And it may seem like, what is that? But you really don't need that much because you're really just dyeing, like I said, your eyebrows. So you don't need a whole lot. I'm gonna put a little bit more, but even then I believe that's way too much. I'm gonna secure the top back on this capsule. So we're gonna save this, and as you can see, I didn't use a whole lot, not even half. So like I said, this is gonna really stretch. So it's a good investment for people like myself who don't usually use too much. Now, very similar to hair dyeing, you're gonna go ahead and add enough of the, what is this, developer, to kind of create a creamy texture. So I'm going to mix this. I'm actually going to mix it with theirs just for shits and giggles. So I'm going to mix this up together to create kind of a paste. It doesn't have to be super thick, but you just want to make sure that the ratio is about half and half, and none of your powder is just kind of chilling. I like it to be thicker because the watery or the more runny it is, it's harder for you to apply. Now here is the trick that I learned. Don't apply it immediately. Wait for a second for it to kind of congeal and come together for a little bit before you actually apply it, because this creates a better stain, because that's essentially what it is. It's just staining your eyebrows. Now this lasts about, depending on how often you manipulate your eyebrows, so if you use product to wash your face or rinse your face and things like that, like I do, I try to avoid the area because then I can get it to last a little bit longer. But I'm not afraid to put like water or maybe gentle soap on it, because if you don't, your because it's not moisturized, it'll kind of like flake look. So that's just not cute. Okay, so we're gonna secure our developer so we don't get that everywhere. Kind of get some stuff out of the way. So I'm kind of a little bit further from you guys, at least further from the camera. I'm gonna come up a little bit so it can be a little bit easier for you guys to see what I'm doing. So I have a drop leaf table that's in front of me, that's why. Okay, so I don't want to be too much in y'all face. I have a camera that's, a mirror that's right here, so that's why you're going to see me looking this way. I've already brushed my eyebrows, so they should be good to go. So the application, very, very simple. You're going to do it very similar to how you normally put on your good stuff to fill in your eyebrows. So I'm going to go ahead and start to do it like I'm filling in my eyebrows. Now, I would take your time with this because, again, this is dye, and we want it to look as nice as possible. So the color that I have is dark brown, and I like dark brown because of the simple fact that it gives me the darker, more filled in effect. It's not as natural as like some other colors. So they have light brown. I think they have black. I've yet to see these in stores. If they do have them, please let me know, because I usually order this from Amazon, which I mentioned. So what I usually do is I go in and I kind of create the shape that I want first, and then I'll go in with more product and I'll fill it in so that way it can kind of darken the areas that I really, really want. So that's kind of what I'm doing with this. Now, it's not going to darken it if you don't get it to be underneath the hair. So make sure that when you're applying it, it's getting underneath the hair. Because if it's sitting on top of the hair, it's not going to get to your skin, which is kind of the whole point of this. Now, this is the part where we make sure we try to be as careful as possible. I mean, if you mess up, it doesn't stain immediately. So you have some time to kind of fix it. Now, Sam did not bring any kind of tissue, so we are using our fingers today. So as you can see, I'm starting to get the shape that I like. I think this is as good as it's gonna get. Let me start on the other eyebrow, and then I'll go back in and I'll add more product. And again, you don't need a lot of product to do this. I have a scar here, so I make sure I put in a lot of the dye there in particular. And for some strange reason, whenever I do this eyebrow, it always seems to come out a lot, not a little, a lot more arched than this one. But we're gonna do our best to create sisters, maybe with different dads, because they're not identical. Sometimes they're not even close, but today we'll see. So I got a little bit to a lot on my brush. So I'm just trying to get off the excess onto this eyebrow, and now we're gonna go underneath and do this eyebrow. Oh, we went ham, honey. Now, like I said, the great thing about this is nothing has set in stone yet. And even the product that I'm using right now, I can see it's starting to darken. So let me try to hurry up a little bit. Okay. So now I think I've gotten pretty much the shape that I want for my eyebrows. And I'm going to try and get this to be as cute as possible. It's not going to be perfect. And even with all of this, I still have a good amount left, and I'm pretty much done. So you can see how a little goes a very long way with this product. I'm going to come into here a little bit more. Now, the great thing about this is if you mess up, get some rubbing alcohol and correct it. My tail looks pretty bushy, but I'm not mad at that. Going in some more. Let's get into that scar. I'm just gonna dump a whole lot of product on there. Dump that product, honey. Dump some more on the tail of this one. And we're gonna come up into the beginning here, add some more. Again, if it doesn't come out how you want it to, don't be afraid to clean it up with some rubbing alcohol, because it will come off. Let me just dump kind of the bit that I have left here onto this area. Gonna wipe off the excess and try to clean up this arch, because this looks a little bit janky. But you know, if you come out with something that you're not super proud of, unfortunately, it's not a lot, but you may have to go back in and use your regular fill-in, either pencil or, like for me, I use like the dip brow Tame frame to create my eyebrows. So you may have to go in and do that. I just moved the hair so I could get to my skin. So hopefully it will cooperate with me. But I think that's about it. We're gonna let this sit for about, not super long, maybe 5 or so minutes, and then I'll be back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's probably been more than 5 minutes, but I'm doing laundry, so I took my laundry out the dryer. I have a napkin, hand towel, whatever you want to call it. So half of it is like wet, and then the other half is dry. So I'm just gonna go in and wipe it away, kind of gently, nothing too crazy. So as you can see, it's a lot darker than it was before. Now I will say that this is the first time I'm using this one in particular. It's not as dark as I usually have it, but it's not bad. It's better than nothing. So I'm just wiping it away. And I think I got it all off. Oh, no, not on this side. Almost. Okay. Gonna go in and dab the area to kind of dry it. And so that's about it. So this is a lot more natural than what I would usually go for. But it's not bad, because it just makes my eyebrows look a lot thicker than they normally are. I'm happy with it. I'm cool with it. I can dig it. Okay. So yeah, so this is kind of how I do my eyebrows up close. So they look a lot thicker than they normally do. I probably will fill it in, but it's just cutting my time from like maybe 5 minutes or so to like a minute, because I'm just gonna etch it out a little bit, but I won't have to do as much like filling in and that kind of stuff. So it works out for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of tutorial of how I fill in my eyebrows with the dye. I'll probably do another one next week. So as I kind of add on it, it'll stain it more and it'll kind of make it look a little bit thicker. You can always go back in like later today. It's not that deep, but I'm too lazy for that. I'm done. Anyways, until my next video, guys. Where are my words? Where are they? Until my next video, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.